told me that it wasn't right. I knew it first that time, and even if I was blind, and all those possibilities really knocked me off my feet, surrounding all my dreams. All I know that was left now, the sun and the stars, now leaving me in the dark, leading me through it all. 'Cause you are the fire left in me, you lifted me higher in my heartbeat, taking the fight out in me. You make me strong, I'll carry on with the fires left in me. You lifted me higher in my heartbeat, taking the fire out in me. You're taking me higher, 'cause you are the fire that's left in me. That's left in me. I've never been that much for love. Thought being free better than none. Tried it before with all I got, and all I know that was left now, the sun and the stars, leaving me in the dark, leading me through it all. 'Cause you are the fire left in me, you lifted me higher in my heartbeat, taking the fight out in me. You make me strong, I'll carry on with the fires left in me. You lifted me higher in my heartbeat, taking the fight out in me. You're taking me higher, 'cause you are the fire that's left in me. That's left in me. Left in me. When all those dreams got caught up right in the middle, when love was real, like we were in the beginning, when all those dreams told me that I got it right. You're taking me higher, 'cause you are the fire that's left in me. That's left in me. Left in me. You don't forget your first love. We were young and wild, we were up all night. You don't forget that summer sun 2009. We were feeling high, and I got drunk for the first time. I thought I was cool, I thought I looked smooth in your eyes. and tried to make a move. It was our time, the time of our lives. Our time, the time of our lives. You were on my mind, my ride or die, yeah. You were on my mind, my ride or die, yeah. You were on my mind, my ride or die, yeah. Don't forget your first kiss. We were so damn high, we could touch the sky. Drunk on love, drunk on your lips. The feeling I will forever miss. And I got drunk for the first time. I thought I was cool. I thought I looked smooth in your eyes and tried to make a move. It was our time, the time of our lives. You were on my mind, my ride or die. It was our time, the time of our lives. You were on my mind, my ride or die, yeah. You were on my mind, my ride or die, yeah. You were on my mind, my ride or die, yeah. You were my ride or die. 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 Time, the time of our lives. You were on my mind, my ride or die. It was our time, the time of our lives. You were on my mind, my ride or die, yeah. You were on my mind, my ride or die, yeah. You were on my mind, my ride or die, yeah. You were my ride or die. 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 Don't forget your first love. We were young and wild. We were up all night. Wake up, baby, all the stars are shining bright. Yeah, we should stay up so that we can look at them all night. Just keep holding me, don't let me go. Everything's so magical. All I need is you tonight. If I shut my eyes, keeping them closed all
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. What's going on? Happy Wednesday to you all. It's hump day, everybody. Happy hump day. If you're just getting over hump day, you Aussies out there, happy hump day. It's Wednesday. I'm excited tonight because we're going to be checking out a new plane that I haven't even flown yet. We're going to be checking it out together, and it's a pre-release, so it hasn't released yet, and it's the BlueSky Hangar. I don't think I've ever had anything from these guys before, and we're checking out the Grumman, which is a super cool plane. They've made tons of them over the years, and they're very sought after GA plane for its ergonomics when it comes to fuel consumption, and also when it comes to the load that it can carry. So it's a very sought after GA aircraft for the family flyer. So very, very happy that someone's decided to make a good version of this for the sim. So that's what we're going to be checking out today. So I hope you guys are doing well. So we're going to do something a little bit different tonight. Is we're not just going to get straight into the flying. We're actually going to take a look at the aircraft properly because I haven't even looked at it yet. So we're going to do that together, and we're going to look at the history and some of the features and all this sort of stuff like that. So, but this is actually getting published by Just Flight. So that's why I got my hands on it, because our friends over at Just Flight sent it and said, hey, this aircraft's pretty smart. We think it looks pretty good. It's not ours, but do you want to take a look at it? And I said, yeah, absolutely. I think our friends in the GA area would be very interested. So I decided to include two of my passions, GA aircraft and Boeing. That's why we're having it rented. Bubba just, vomits in his mouth just a little bit. That makes me happy and smiles more. So anyways, hope you guys are doing well. Good evening, good afternoon. It's Expo week. So you may have noticed that I switched up the streams. So we were going to stream yesterday and I decided not to do that because we're going to stream early Saturday morning if anybody wants to come and join, which I think is like probably 3 a.m., 4 a.m. or something ridiculous like that to stream the Friday night Expo stuff or the whatever time it is. So we shifted that stream across. So anywho's, we got a small crowd in. Michael from Canberra's not feeling too well, but he did pop in to say hello. Lonsky is here. Welcome to the stream. Mr. William Kelly is looking, he's here for his mug. So am I. I don't even have an Oz Flight Simmer mug. Ben, welcome to the stream. Kanga, welcome to the stream. Kobe, welcome to the stream. Mr. RB Simmer, hope you're doing well. Joseph Jolly, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. Mr. Benny Big Bucks, I'm eating here. You're talking about vomit. I'm sorry, what are you having for dinner? What are you having for dinner? And Mr. Brett plays, what's going on? Oz Flight Simmer stream Lotto, who knows when it's on? What do you mean, who knows when it's on? Excuse me. No, it is true. It is true. We're trying to get better. We're trying to get better. Hope you're doing well, Mr. Brett Plays. And anybody else that's jumping in and lurking as the chat builds up. So going to be checking out this guy. So so Just Flight, is this actually the first time that Just Flight's actually sent an aircraft over to me other than their own and Black Square? So it'd be interesting to see. I got my Oz Flight Simmer mug if you need one. You've got a few of them. I've got none. I've absolutely got none. So anyways, we are all winners tonight. Did you receive your RMP 32? Did you receive your RMP the 32? Mr. I'm talking to you, Bubba from Braun. We'll have to send you my Mary mug to... Yeah, there's no more Mary mugs. If you've got a Mary mug, you need to hang on to it because they're probably going to be worth a lot of money in 20 years' time because they'll be classed as vintage, They will be. They'll be classed as vintage. Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm already starting to see some things coming about at Expo. Some of the developers and manufacturers have been dropping some stuff. I see the Virtual Fly, the force feedback Yoko. Their pre-order hasn't started, but you can register your interest for the first 250 units. So it's like the pre-order before the pre-order. It's due to be delivered tomorrow between 10 to 2. No. You're joking, are you? And what else did I hear on the thing? I don't know. There's all sorts of bits and pieces, but we'll talk about it on Saturday morning. So Friday night, if you're interested. Anyways, you'll be out. I'll have my best haircut for the day. It'll be my haven't slept haircut. So. Anyhow, I got a large old school AFS mug. Holds pens. Really? It holds pens? That's all it's doing? I've got no mugs. No mugs. But I think that was Mrs. Oz's plan because we had too many mugs. Is there a best haircut? There is a best haircut. Mind you, my hair is long enough on the sides. On the sides I can get like bed head on the sides. But then I can just pat it down and it's done. See, people, you people that have hair, you don't realize not having hair or as much hair as me or bum fluff on your head, it's actually amazing because haircuts literally take 30 seconds to have a haircut and you don't need to comb your hair. And you basically use a bottle of shampoo every 2 years. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So there's just pluses. And also, and another thing is, you've got a torch at nighttime if there's a full moon, because your head just reflects the shine off the moon, and then you've got an extra headlight. It's just fantastic. There's just so many pluses, but you know, some of you guys that you know, don't have a shiny head will never ever know. You're just missing out of all, you know. Like I just say to Mrs. Olsen Jr., I'm just, you know, I'm just more advanced than some other human beings, you know. Just what it is. Can't help it. Grey hair is shiny too. Not enough for a Trump over. No, definitely there's not enough for a Trump over. But it doesn't matter anyways, because, you know, maybe I'll do a Trump over and I'll just fall asleep during the stream. I'll go to the basketball. Make everybody go through the Secret Service bloody security thing, and then I fall asleep. Let's do that. Let's wreck everybody's night. Anyways, let's move on for that. Yeah, I know I got about 6 to 7 YouTube mugs. Don't know why, but I have but none of your own. Do you actually make one of your own? Boo. Papa's been watching the independent news. Just tell your ear and nose and hair to move back to your head. What do you mean? What do you mean? What's that meant to me? I don't understand. So now, before we get it over there, I'm just going to put it in. We're not going flying for a while tonight, all right? We're not going flying for a while. So before I start seeing comments in the chat, oh, it's taking him 6 hours to start up the plane. That's because it's a preview. We're going to take a look at the plane together. So if you want to go flying, you can go and do the route. But we're going to take off a little bit later. And we're just going to have a look at this because it's a new plane by a new developer. I haven't seen it before. I want to check it out. And if my friends at Just Flight said it's pretty smart, I want to go and take a look. So we'll bring up their development page, and then we'll have a look around, and we'll have a look at the history of the Grumman. I like the Grumman. I've heard a lot about it, and I've watched a lot of YouTube videos on the Grumman over the years. And if I had some money and I have found some in Australia, I'd actually like to buy this plane. I think it'd be fantastic. 10 minutes still on your face. We know how it is, but it's not just about, you know, this is, you know, bloody Tasmanians. What are you talking? What are you taking so long for? What's going on? What's going on, me man with no teeth? Gilead morning. I did a few hours in a Grumman Cheetah and the Travelling 1989, a great plane. She's at, hey, thanks, Ed. Appreciate it. Yeah, so there does come with 3. 3. I can't get the fingers to go up. Anyways, it does come with 3 versions of it, which is 2 that Ed's just mentioned there. It comes with the Traveller and the Cheetah, and we're in the Tiger, which is the latest version of it. Just Flight has a good track record for third-party developers. Yeah, they don't really take on much. They don't really publish much rubbish, so they're pretty good. So we love you Oz Flight Simmers just as much as you do. You know, that says a lot because, you know, doggy's coming in. But that says a lot, you know, because it's just an uncoordinated Mr. William Kelly, because, you know, I'm a very handsome and loving man. So, and there's lots of Oz to go around. So, you know, you must love me a lot. That's all I have to say, and I'm sticking to it. Anywho, well, let's jump in and have a bit of a look. What the heck is going on? I don't know, Benny. Look, I ask myself that question like about 5,000 times a day. What the heck is going on? But it's usually not what the heck. It's usually WTF is going on. So, fun fact, I'm helping with assembling the same plane as you flying tonight in real life. Are you? Have you got a friend that's got one? When are we going flying? This thing can actually do some maneuvers as well. When are we going flying? I've toned it down for the family stream. Yep. Yeah, I could do some maneuvers, so we're going to go and try to check them out a little bit and see. We'll see. You wouldn't fit? What do you mean I wouldn't fit? What do you mean? This thing has got a pretty good... I'll just go and fly it myself, man. Who's got the pilot's license? You or me? Oh, he hasn't been around for like 6 months and he's just dishing it out. Anyways, we're going to go and check this out. It's a BlueSky. Actually, we'll go and check out the Just Flight website first, and then we can see it's in the development section. That's because OzFlight Sim does not know how to fly this plane. You have to look up the pics in the manual. No, I'll work it out. I'll work it out. Let's go over here and have a look at this. Let's turn some sound. Let's turn the music down so you could just have to listen to my voice. Who owns a plane? Yeah, but you own a plane, but you want to keep giving me pieces for it. So, hey, Richo, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. And Kanga, if I did say hello to you, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I think this is in 4K, so let me do some zoom in so you guys can read if you don't want to read. But it's on the development page now. They're making it compatible with 2024 and 2020. So with Just Flights, there'll be 2 separate downloads, so you can get it for 2020, get it for 2024. When you purchase it, it will work for both. And it's coming soon. So I do know when it's releasing, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say. So let's just say it's just coming soon. So you won't have to wait very, very, very long. But I don't know what price it's going to be. So if they have sent it to me, I have forgotten. But this is the first time I've seen something from BlueSky's Hangar. But basically, it's the Grumman, which is the AA5. So actually, what we might do, we might go in here and actually have a look at a bit of the history of the Grumman before we actually get into it. That way, some of the features may sound like we know what we're talking about. But it's an American-made aircraft. And it was manufactured in 1971 to 2006. So they were still manufacturing for quite a long time, and it's only just finished up like 20. Like, what years old was me? 20 years. 2006 doesn't seem that long ago, for Christ's sake. So, anyways, 3,282. Its first flight was that was how many made, and it was first flighted in 1970. So, it is basically an all-metal 4-seat light aircraft used for touring and training. Line includes original aviation, so it's the Traveler or the Traveler. If I say that correctly, then they did the Cheetah, and then they did the Tiger, and then they different versions of the Tiger. So we're going to be using the Alpha 5 Bravo Tiger, I think is the variant, but it's got all 3 variants in the sim. It's American, is the family with a bunch of it's in the family with a bunch of veterans. Is that what you meant to say? But yeah, so it's, you know, they've made a few versions over the years of the actual aircraft, but 3,282, you would see a good lot of these around. If you're flying GA in the US, you'd actually see quite a lot of these. So following the American aviation success of the AA-1 Yankee Clipper, which is a 2-seat light aircraft in 1969, the company decided to produce a 4-seat aircraft. They started with a new clean sheet design that was designed the American Aviation AA-2 Patriot, and then the AA-2 design did not meet the performance goals during its test flying, as there was only one ever built. So they made a whole aircraft that they designed from scratch and flew it a bunch of times and then it went to a scrap heap, basically. So still needing a 4-seat aircraft to fill its product line, the company simply enlarged the external of the cabin dimensions of the AA-1 Yankee to create a 4-seater. This was a decision was capitalized on the market identification of the Yankee and its derivative of the AA-1A Trainer. It also resulted in 2 parts commonality between the designs, saving development time and production costs. So it was a bit of a mix and a match between the Clipper and the other thing that they designed, and that's how they actually come up with it. So, but it seats 4, so obviously 1 pilot and 3 passengers. And we'll go down and have a look at it. I don't know the exact specifications. Actually, let's have a look at the specifications before we get into the different variants of the actual aircraft. Obviously, crew is 1, capacity 3. Wingspan 22. It's obviously, if you have a look at the wing, it's got a massive wing on it there, so it's going to be a very, very, very forgiving and very stable aircraft. So, empty weight is 680 kilograms or 1,500 pounds for our friends over that are using the non-correct. They ain't using the metric system. Anyways, a gross weight will be a 1089 kilo. So it's actually got quite a lot of usable weight. Quite a lot of usable weight. You read Wiki much better than our comments. I can read, but sometimes I have no idea what you guys are talking about. So, fuel capacity of 51 gallons. That costs a lot in avgas, considering your normal petrol's like $6 over in the US. Anyways, 190 liters. And so it uses 51 gallons, but only 42 gallons are usable. Holy cow, that's interesting. There's actually quite a big difference there where there's a lot that they can't actually use. Yeah, it's interesting. Power plant is Locoming, but I don't know if that's for which variant. Oh, that is for the Tiger. So it's got the Locoming 0360, 180 horsepower on that one, and it's 2-blade prop, which it mainly uses. Performance. This is what we want to get into, the actual performance data. It's a Hershey bar, a wing like the old original Cherokees. Yeah, it's like got Piper vibes on it. So yeah, it's all that sort of stuff around in those design of that era of GA aircraft. So maximum speed is 170 miles per hour or 148 knots, which is 274 kilometers an hour. 148 knots might not seem slow, but as the crow flies, this thing actually moves around. The performance is pretty good on it for 150. Cruise speed is 143 at 8,500 feet, 75%. Stall speed is 53 knots. Okay, that's interesting. With full flaps down. Okay, that makes sense. Never exceed speeds of 174 knots, because then the wings will fall off. And it has a range of 681 nautical miles or 1,261 kilometers or 784 normal miles, which is a fair bit. So endurance is 4.7. So which means you want to make sure you've got an hour, an hour there in reserve. So saying about 3.7, 3.5 hours of usable, I should say, endurance. As floats to fuel tanks is also like the wings bar. Fun fact. It's interesting. Service ceiling is 13,800, like you want to go that high with that one there. And it says the rate of climb is 850. So there is a checklist, and also there's a performance chart that goes with the plane as well, which I've had a quick squiz at it, but I haven't really looked at it. So yeah, so it has quite a lot of usable weight as well, which that's what it's actually known for, and it does have a couple of unique quirks as well. So available aircraft or aircraft that is compatible role same configuration is the Van's RV10, the Cessna 172, the Cessna 177, which is the Cardinal, the Piper PA-28 Cherokee, the Beechcraft Musketeer. I don't even know if I've actually heard the Musketeer, and the Mooney M20 with the fixed gear version. I was going to say, because the Mooney M20D would probably be a little bit quicker than 148 nautical miles. Oh, sorry, 148 knots. I would say a Mooney would be a fair bit quicker, but that's with the gear fixed down version. And it is a fixed gear aircraft. I'm not sure if they actually made any complex versions of the actual aircraft. So what have we got? Different variants. So let's have a look at the variants, which will we won't look at the variants in the sim, but what I will say is that each variant has a bunch of different liveries, so which is pretty cool. The Traveller Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. 1971 4-seat variant of the AA1 with 150 horsepower Lycoming engine. 821 of those were actually built. Then they did the Cheetah, which was in 1975 variant. Has a larger fin fillet and no vertical fin fairings. Oh, that's interesting. Redesigned engine cowling and a longer rear window, and there was 900 of those built. Then they did the Tigger, which is 1974 variant. Oh, that's interesting. So they sort of made that at the same time. But then the Bravo Tigger was a 1990 variant. That's interesting. 180 horsepower as well. It's low, came in at 360 engine takeoff weight. Increased the takeoff weight, yeah. So 1,323. I think this version obviously is well known. Then they did well known in the GA world. Then they did the Alpha 5 at Charlie, did a prototype of that one, and then they produced a variant which is the Alpha 5 Bravo, produced by American General Aviation Corporate and Tiger Aircraft. That's interesting. So yeah, it's a pretty versatile aircraft and very forgiving aircraft, and it can do a couple of different things that some aircraft can't do. So which makes it pretty cool. It spins really well. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you can actually count the rivets on the wings. I don't know if I'm going to go that far on it though, but yeah. So a couple of different quirks that I do know about this aircraft is it has a pushback canopy on it. On the actual aircraft. So with the push, and it can actually fly with the pushback canopy open. So I like the pushback canopies on the slings that I fly, but you can't fly with the canopy open. This one here, you can actually fly with the canopy open. I don't know up to what speed. Haydos's friend might be able to let us know of what you can do with the knottage on that one. So so if we actually have a look at BlueSky Hangar, I'm going to actually have a look at these guys here for a second. Have they made anything else as a manufacturer? I don't know if I've heard of them before. What do you know? What do you know? If you Google BlueSky Hangars, the stream that you're currently watching under my algorithm comes up top. Fancy that. Fancy that. So anyway, BlueSky Hangars studio release discover coming. Not really much by the looks of it. Not really much, because everything's sort of reasonably new. So maybe this might be their first release. Oh, what did I do there? What did I do there? I've broken something. I've broken something. I've broken something. Hang on. You come back here. You come back here. There we go. No, no, no. You come back over here. Cool. Can be opened at 1,300 feet. It might be interesting. Well, you know, if you want to jump out of a plane yourself, you know. Self-promotion. What do you mean self-promotion? No price yet. No, there's no price yet. I don't know the price yet. Oh, you mean self-promotion of the thing? No, 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 no. If I want to do self-promote, I would just say, go and check out Flight Sim Mods. Can someone put in exclamation mark Flight Sim Mods? It's been a slow week. Help us out. Alrighty. So taking a look at the aircraft, we sort of gone through the different variants and stuff. It also says the AA5 is in all its variants is flying all around the world. Well, we know there's one flying around in Australia. Such as this package features real-world deliveries from the UK, USA, Germany, and Canada. We don't actually have a Australian livery today. So with matching panel interior colors. Oh, so which means they're going to be changing the interior colors between the different aircraft. That's pretty cool. That's attention to detail. The Grumman AF5 is for Microsoft, features 3 main variants. So this is when it comes to what the manufacturer's actually done, which is BlueSky Hangars. They've got to the, hang on, where were we? 3 main variants of the family: the AA5 Traveller, the AA5 Alpha Cheetah, and the AA5 Bravo Tiger, which is the latest variant. So that's the 1990 version, I believe. The 1990 version, I believe. So each aircraft features highly detailed interior and exterior models, PBR materials, I don't know why they still use no offense to these guys because probably want my face or you don't want my face, either one. I don't care. I don't know. No offense to Blue Sky hangers, but everybody does this. I don't know why they're still using PBR materials as a feature these days. Like that was so gone back in FSX. It's probably just me, but I am getting a buffering. How are you getting buffering? Because we haven't done anything. It might be your own Mr. William Kelly. You might need to refresh it. Maybe the internet can't handle this gorgeous, piece of man right in front of you here. Accurate flight dynamics to match the differences of the engine and the airframes, which is pretty cool. So they've gone and actually made adjustments to each instead of just having variants that do the whole thing. So we love that. A Sentry 1 wing lever and the VOR tracker. Oh, you want to go out. You want to go out. There you go. There you go. It's probably just me, but I'm getting buffering. Did I read that? What, 3 terabytes of ego? No, it's more than that. I'd be at least 8. I'd be at least 8. At least 8. What do we got? Accurate flight dynamics, which we did. In-game pilot operation handbook for configuring various aircraft features, so it's obviously got a handbook like EFB type thing, which we'll have a bit of a squeeze at. And quick reference for performance charts, which I did see that before, and 4 separate panel configurations are ranging from basic 1970s VFR steam gauges. Thank you. Thank you. We love the steam gauges. And also a modern G1000 panel, changeable on the fly. Experience the evolution of the AA5 through the decades from period correct 1971. Maybe I should have picked the 1971, but we are using the latest one here. Fresh off the semi-line to the 2020 style AA5. Are they going 2020 style? I thought it said it was the 2006 Tiger Retro with modern avionics. It's good to see that they've gone and done like all of them. So I like seeing, like, I don't know how much this thing costs, but I like when the detail goes in there and you get the whole family group of aircraft. So let's look at the model. Accurate modeled Grumman AA5 fan feature of 3 main variants produced between 1971, which we went through. Numerous animations, including the sliding canopy, baggage doors, and foldable seats. PBR, physics-based rendering materials with real-time environmental reflections for superb quality and realism. So it's got reflections, which they're real-time, so they're not baked in. Ground equipment includes chock, pitot covers, and engine covers. Visual effects for passenger and cargo loading. This is only for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Okay. Visual effects for passenger and cargo line. Maybe that's the plane sinking down a little bit. I'm not too sure what that actually means. Full support for the walk around and inspections on various items like tires, suspension, brakes, and flight services for Microsoft Flight Simulator 24. So there's some of the new flight mechanics and also the different inspection sections that you can actually do. Microsoft Ground Service support and full support for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I see the effects. Cool. So we could do all those sorts of things, which is about usual. So I'm going to say it's probably built for native 2024 and it's compatible with 2020. It's probably where I'm thinking this thing's going to be. Cockpit, high fidelity, a 3D virtual cockpit with accurate gauges and avionics of the various periods, which we went through that before. 4 separate panel configurations, all changeable via on the fly via the pilot's operating handbook, which we'll have a look at. I'm not going to go through all the different radio configurations, but because we'll just be able to see it. So fully simulated Sentry 1 autopilot experience, old school workload reduction system that still demands active pilot monitoring. Includes functions such as wing leveling command, wing bank, up to 15 degrees, manual aileron trimming, and various very basic VOR tracking capabilities. Very cool. Wonder if they have fixed the aileron going the wrong way. How do you mean fix the aileron going the wrong way? Is this where did you see the aileron going the wrong way? I haven't flown this, by the way, either, Richard. Where were we? Interactive Pilot Handbook featuring various customizations options alongside the checklist performance figures and a quick reference mid-flight. Fully simulated electric circuit breakers, good, because if we actually get any warnings, we can just switch them off. Various combinations of panels, colors matching factory configurations, and refurbished examples. That's cool. I like the attention to detail when it comes to that sort of stuff. Dimmable instrument panel lighting, nice. Open sliding canopy. Experience one of the party tricks of the Alpha 5 by opening the canopy mid-flight. Feeling and hearing the wind in your virtual hair. Virtual hair, everybody. I'll feel the wind. I'll probably lose some hair on the way. There are the different variants. Obviously, it's got a paint kit as well. Other features, comprehensive PDF manual detailing the avionics. Oh, we won't be reading that. Multiple, I will say it says multiple interior camera presets. The presets that are actually now, I'd go on and put some basic cameras. They're pretty average, but they're pretty basic for a GA aircraft. But, you know, you want to go and make your own pretty much. So that's it there. If you want to go and check it out, go and check it out over at the Just Flight store. You can have a bit of a read up about it. It's in their development section when it comes to what they got going on. If you guys don't know, you should go and check this out. They actually do frequent updates. Probably, it all depends, but they get a fair bit of updates of what they've got going on and things like that. So it's always worth. This is probably the page of Just Flight that I look at the most. So keep you guys up to date with the weekly news videos anyway. All right, so that's it there. So today we're going to go and have a quick look at the aircraft. And I've actually changed the weather to just scattered clouds because it was raining here before. So I'm not running live weather of the actual aircraft. So let me just do this. And there we go. So if we wanted to do a walk around, we could do a walk around. I'm not going to do a walk around today on the aircraft, but obviously you've got all your different panels of the actual aircraft. And you can go and do all the different checks. You know, I just can press and hold down these buttons here and you can do your walk around. I'm not really going to do any of that sort of stuff today, but all the click spots are there. I don't know if anybody actually really uses this sort of stuff unless you're really into your aircraft. But obviously you can go and click and take all the engine covers off, which we're going to do that there and have a little bit closer look at the exterior of the aircraft here. And I've got dodgy controls for my walk arounds, but what we're actually seeing is, oh, look at that. Can I zoom in a little bit closer? Let's get a little bit closer here. So we can see that it actually does have the live reflection on the aircraft. And geez, I love the I won't go too close because everything looks super rubbish when you go super close to it. But obviously it's got a bit of a worn sort of look. Now she wants to come in again. She never makes up her mind, Rosie Posey. You want to come in again? See, she wants to sit in here because she loves hearing like the like being under the desk and feeling safe and hearing the noise of the computer and the fan and all that. But then she gets super hot because it friggin' gets hot in here. Does it come with chips on the propeller? Let's have a look. Let's have a look, Mr. Benny. Let's have a. Oh, actually, I'll have a look at the spinner first. The spinner actually looks like it's brand new. Oh god! If anybody has a look at aircraft, spinners never look like they're brand new. That's for sure. And that prop looks like it's in mint condition. There's no chips on there at all, which we don't really want to see chips, but if I looked at that prop, I would go and someone's whacked that on brand new. So I'm looking, yeah, it's in definitely good nick. It's got a brand. It's pretty much got a brand new spanker prop and spinner on it. So yes, one thing that I always go and do when I do my walkarounds in the real world is I go and make sure I have got all these screws in place. So really, I'm only seeing the the bugs and bits and pieces on the actual fuselage itself. So not on the actual spinner. Not seeing any down there. Seeing a little bit on the front there. I'm not crouching down because I'm using keyboard buttons that I don't really do walkarounds on the aircraft. So, all right, let's have a look. But, overall, it looks like it's a pretty decent sort of 3D modeling here anyway. So, obviously, wear and tear on the actual wing. And the rivets aren't 3D. They look like they're sort of... Oh, no, those ones are 3D. Those ones there are 3D. It's actually not too bad. There we go. This is what I want to have a look at from this angle here. It's actually pretty... It's pretty good detail. Like, it's not up to the same standard as a black square or, say, some of the Just Flight aircraft, but it's actually pretty good. It's pretty solid here. But it's, yeah, this aircraft is in very good condition. So, I don't know. You've got some... They've done some of the dirtiness there of those edges there, and also where the... you're looking at your aileron hinges and stuff would be. So, they've got some of that in there. So, that's pretty cool. But it's a well looked after aircraft. Like the Grumman stand there looks like it's brand new. The actual pants on the bloody thing look absolutely amazing condition. There's not a scratch on the pants. These things are always beaten up and they're never friggin' level and they're crooked and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. Well, it is from my experience anyway. So a bit of dust and grime on the back. It's got the old Sylvester Stallone Eye of the Tiger on the back of it there. That's pretty cool. We got some more chips and dirt and grime on the leading edge of the tail of the back there. Ooh, I like that light globe there. That's old-fashioned. No, we don't like any of the LED stuff there. And I think from memory that these are all painted on with delivery. You can't actually change these numbers for this particular aircraft. I'm thinking when I was having a bit of a look around at it as well. So the rivets look pretty good there, though. So that's not too bad. I would probably give this a good 7.5. 7.5. To maybe an 8 when it comes to the actual texturing. Could do a little bit better, but it's pretty good actually. So, but then again, I'd have to see how much this thing is going to cost to be able to give you what that actually really means. So, but all this variant of the aircraft, we'll have to check out a different variant, but this variant of the aircraft is very, 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 very well kept, that's for sure. So, Jonathan, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. It'd be very, very impressive did a removable cowling. Yeah, I don't think there is a removable cowling on it, so I could go and see and check the clip spots there, but I don't think there is. All right, we're going to get rid of the pitot heat. But all in all, it's actually not too bad. It's actually pretty good. Like I said, I don't know what the price is of this thing, but if we sort of go back, the 3D models on it, it's actually pretty good. So I'm not sure if it's coming through on the stream, but yeah, it's, like, for me to give something a 7.5 is actually pretty good because we've got so many planes going around. So, but yeah, she's on the definitely on the clean side, Lonsky, but I'm not seeing any click spots for the engine cover. Not that, it's not like some of the aircraft when you interact and change the oil or anything like that. So, but I can interact and pull the cover back. Does that unlock it? I don't know. I might do that in the cockpit. Can you open up some of the doors? It did say that the back door could open up too. Let's have a look at that. See if we can open this guy up. There we go. Oh, Oh, there we go. And we've got some grime and some scratches on the door with things flying around. And you've got the belts in the back to strap your stuff down, so that's pretty cool. And there's actually sound effects to open it, which is pretty cool. And the animation of that's pretty smooth, so that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Captain Aaron, what's going on? Mr. KP4 Adventures, welcome to the stream. We're just checking out the new Sky, BlueSky Hangar Grumman is what we're actually having a look at. This is a pre-release version. So it's not going to be the final copy, guys. This is not going to be the final release. This is just the the version of what Just Flight gave me. So, but if you wanted to do a quick walk around, you just got to take the chocks off, the engine covers off, and the pitot cover off, and then you can walk up to the plane and you can do control C. But I love that I can actually play around with the flight services and actually leave them in the same spot. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right, let's jump in and have a look a bit of a cockpit. Thanks for the shadow. Ah, that's all right. We talk to everybody that pops into the streams here. So, all right, let's go this way. Can you undo the fuel? No. 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 All right, let's jump in and actually have a look at the aircraft. First thing I'm actually going to do is unlock, and I'm going to pull this guy back. There we go. Good morning, Shane. Hey, Mark Griffin, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. G'day, 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 g'day. So there we go. I've actually got myself positioned a little bit back in the seat because I try to position it how I would sit in a plane myself. But obviously it's got this sliding, which you don't really see too often in aircraft, but it's got this sliding canopy. Like I said, you can actually fly with it closed or fly with it actual opened. The aircraft is rated to actually do that. So that's pretty cool. And these are nice and handy for real world flying, so you can actually taxi with this thing open when your plane's all nice and hot. Not like when you want it hot, but you know it is going to be hot. So having a look at the textures in the cockpit, they actually look really good. Those seat belts look super nice, and that seat looks really good. I'm actually thinking the textures of the cockpit looks a little bit better than the outside of the plane, but overall it's actually really good. There's definitely no slop in here, so I actually like the texturing. Look at the seatbelt. It's even got like the pattern of the weave in the seatbelt. That's pretty cool. Looks very nice on the inside, where you're going to be spending most of your time in the actual plane itself. So that's pretty nice. Looking on the floor, what have we got? It's got some bolts, got some mats there. That's obviously going to be the checklist. But that's actually, like, obviously when you zoom in on planes, they don't look too good in flight sim when you do this sort of stuff. But overall, that actually looks pretty realistic and very nice. Do they work? No. Let's get rid of that for starters. Is that an ashtray? That looks like an ashtray. And let's look at the pedal movements here. Yeah. There we go. So animations look fairly realistic there. And obviously these are all the different circuit breakers. It's all coming up with a touch button on them. So they were. I can't hear any noises though. Let me turn that up. I can't think I can hear any click spots. Nah. I can't hear any click spots on those, which is a bit disappointing. So that there's no click spots there. Not hearing anything there. Obviously hearing the normal. I'd say it's got some of the default sounds, because that's the default sound of the parking brake. But there's no like primer squeeze noise there. That's the cabin heat, which has a little bit of a delay on it. Oh, okay, because it's using the mouse wheel. Carb heat's got a pull noise on it. And then throttle will have the same thing. It's got a click on it. Yeah, so the circuit breakers don't have any clicks. Neither does the transponder. What do the switches do? Switches have got clicks, which is the same click as this. Oh no, it's a different click. So the sounds, not all the buttons are actually making a click on it. So, which is a little bit disappointing. I'd really, you know, like to hear these days when it comes to sound sets a very unique click for each individual button that's being recorded, which is always going to be nice. If you can hear those sorts of things like that. Alrighty, let's checklist for takeoff. So it's got a quick checklist there, which we'll come back to. And you've got a maneuvering checklist over here, which we will get into some chandelles and some steep turns and all that sort of stuff like that. So that information is there, which is nice and easy to go back to. It's also got this light thing here as well, which I think I got to turn the battery on, but there you have some night lighting there. I don't know if that actually moves around. I've seen these in some other aircraft in Flight Sim and they can move around, but not this one. Oh, yeah, Saki turned up. What's going on, Mr. Sackhead? Welcome to the stream. Hey, Saki. I don't believe a word that Benny Big Buck said about you before. So I actually think you're a really nice guy and you're a very talented Flight Sim streamer. But yeah, sometimes Benny just gets carried away and blurts things out, you know, but I think you're a good bloke. Standard 6-pack, I believe every word. So we've got a standard 6-pack. We've got to see if we can bring up the different variants there, and obviously it's using the 530, and then the old KTX is in there as well. The thing is, like, when it comes to GA aircraft, I'm so spoilt with things like some of the Just Flight aircraft, and then also the Black Square aircraft, because you're like going every gauge you should be clicking, you should be able to tap it, but you know they do with their aircraft variants, but obviously, you know, I don't know if this is going to be as expensive as that. But anyways, we've got all the needles there. Does this actually open up? No. Does that vent one open up? No. So I guess everything that should works, you know, that you need it to work to fly a plane, actually works. So I better leave that turned off for now. All right, let's have a look at this guy here. So we've got a full checklist before starting checklist. So we actually might go through the checklist today before starting starting engine, primer, blah, 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 blah. Actually, we won't. Let's not kid each other. We won't. There we go. I've looked at it enough. It's standard. All I need to know is what do I actually have the RPM running for the engine run up? 1800 RPM. Okay, magnet is checked for 175, maximum difference 50. That's all I need to know. Cruise power 2000. Oh, I just remembered having a look. This is a fixed it's a fixed prop. So it actually doesn't actually have a prop lever in here. So you've only got your mixture and throttle. So if you just want to get into flying, that's a good plane to get into. Pretty cool. What is approach speed? Approach speed is 75 miles per hour. What's this in? That's in knots and in miles per hour. Okay, so 75, so which means we are doing 70 knots approach. Actually, same as a sling, 70 knots. Cool. All right, let's keep moving along here. Am I at the start of this, or which way do I go? Oh, I was reading the back of it. The checklist lasted 3 seconds. Yeah, I was reading the back of it. I was reading it the wrong way. You know, it's like when you want to go and do a choose your own adventure, you just go and read the last couple of pages and then you're done. You didn't need to choose your own adventure, you know? Anyways, let's frick through this. This is good. This means when they start putting detail in like this is great. This is great when they start doing stuff like this. I fought one for one moment. Yeah. Well, I don't need to because I. Oh, anyways, congratulations. Your AA5 has been designed to provide a responsive high performance for four-plane aircraft. Four-plane aircraft? Shouldn't it say four-people aircraft? Anyway, so let's move along. Performance specifications. All right, so maximum speed, all that stuff and information is in there. So that's all our performance information. Which I will go back through when we're actually going to do some performance. But if we want to do some stalls, flaps up, power off 56 knots, and flaps down, power off 53. Do we have stalls with power on? No. Maximum weight 2,400 pounds. Wing loading. Yeah. Pretty standard stuff, actually. It's pretty good. I can see why people actually want to be able to fly this aircraft because it's actually performance on it's pretty good. Service requirements is aviation grade 80 to 87. Minimum grade capacity of each tank is 19 gallons. Didn't it say it took 54 gallons before? Aviation grade recommended oil. Yep. Hydraulic fluid. Yep. Tires inflation. Yep. Okay. I think that's just information. Oh, this is the walk around. Teaches how to do the walk around, the pre-flight inspection. You should note that these little mistakes and notify the developer of a just flight. Which mistakes have we come across? Have we come across any mistakes? I'm just skipping stuff because I just don't really want to have a look at it. Like, I'm just skipping stuff so, you know, I didn't know if we come across which mistakes. The four-person. Ah, Roger. Yep. Pre-flight airplane should be given a thorough visual inspection prior to each flight. There, well, we sort of just did. Interior. What does this mean? Does... Oh, okay. So scratches mean that... Hang on. And it does have the little bit of a paper sound there. All right, let's... Can I zoom out? Yeah, I want to zoom out so we can actually see what we've got going here. So the exterior, you've got your chocks. Oh, we can actually take the wheel pants off. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's my more style of beater up. There we go. We've got chips and stuff in the actual with the wheel pants off. So you can actually see some chips in there. That's cool. You know, if you ever go, it's very, very common if you go and do your pilot's license and you go and see there's planes and it's got the rear pants on and they're missing the front nose gear pants. Means it's had a few tough landings in its day. And the front wheel pant got destroyed and they never replaced it. That's what that means. But yeah, so you could actually take them off. That's a nice little good little touch there. Or what else can we mess around with this thing? Oh, engine covers. Are they just the engine covers that we had a look at before? Yeah, they're just those ones at the front. Cool. So you don't actually have to do the walk around. You can just do it actually within the aircraft itself. And what's that? Hubcaps? Hubcaps? Oh, hang on. What's that? There we go. That's what we want. Oh, it's got little yellow hubcaps on it. That's pretty cool. Hubcaps? No hubcaps. Oh, hang on. I stuffed it up again. Get the pants off. No, not get your pants off. No, we don't want... No, there we go. That's what I want. There we go. And no hubcaps. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong button. There we go. I might do little hubcaps on mine. I think that's pretty cool. We're gonna put hubcaps on. All right, interior. Let's have a look at some of the paneling. That is if we want to do some VFR flying, and that's if we want to do some IFR. And oh, it is a 430, not a 530. Or if you want the G1000. Oh, look out! Look out! There we go. Nice. Okay, so it's got a bit of something in there for everybody. This is more my style of sort of stuff there. Do you fly with no pants? Sometimes. Sometimes I just, you know, like to freeball it and wear some shorts. Yes. I'm sure there is at least one bloke who will love the hubcaps. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not the only one. No, well, this is the 530 there. But yeah, it's got a G1000 on it. Hey, hang on. We just basically installed some Garmin avionics there that are actually worth more than the plane. In one click of the button, the value of the plane just went up. There we go. Just lost half the value. All right, what have we got? Fold rear seats. What does that do? What does that do? Oh, seats go down. There we go. We can fit a bit of cargo in there. Can I actually open up the door from the back, or we can actually put the seats in? It's nice that to say that they've gone and done that. That's pretty cool. I like when they do stuff like that. When loading the airplane, check that the rear seats are deployed when loading the rear passengers. Rear seats are folded down when loading the cargo, maximum 200. Okay, that's cool. So you can say you're going to go and do a cargo flight in this thing. Got all your performance data here. We're not going to max up the aircraft, so we'll be fine. So this is good for people that know how to read performance charts and like that sort of thing and want to be really realistic. Yeah, we got more. What did I just do then? And then the checklist here. So quickly, before the pre-light starting, because we're going to start this thing in a second here. Seatbelts adjusted, brakes on, controls are free, fuel to the fullest tank. Yep, starting engine is required, mixture rich. Throttle half-inch carb heat is going to be off for the engine start. Master alter on. Yep. Yep. Engine run up, brakes on, throttle up to 1800. Engine check. And cool. All right. It's all standard. It's all standard stuff. But it's nice to have it there, and you've got the quick one here as well. So take off fuel to the fullest tank, mixture rich. Auxiliary pump is on. Have they got a pump on this thing? Auxiliary pump. I haven't seen one. Where's the auxiliary pump? Pump. Did say pump. Did say pump. Huh. Anyways, haven't seen one. Where is the pump? Oh, fuel pump. There we go. It's right in front of me. Duh. Flaps up, throttle full, raise the nose at 60, and then landing. Cool. It says approach 75 nautical miles, which we said 70 knots. Cool. No white tires. No alloy wheels and low profiles. What's your yoke? What the yoke you pull then? Hey, excuse me. Excuse me. This is a family-friendly channel here. All right, so we are going to get this thing going. I'll tell you what I might do is, just because you sort of get a better lot of the sounds, I'm actually going to start, I'll start with the canopy open. And then we'll see what she's actually going to sound like. But, pretty cool. All right, so exclamation mark a flight plan. We are going to basically fly direct. It's going to be a quick flight. It's 130 nautical miles or so, or not super quick with this one. But we're going to do a few tricks and some turns and some all bits and pieces as we fly out of here. So the two airports that I'm using are from the Drizlecki Designs, which is the Renton, I should say. And then we're flying, I can't remember the other one that we're actually flying, but you can pick them both up. It is friendly over here. It's just not friendly over on yours, Mr. Sid Squadron Tony. And Tony, I don't care what Saki says about you. I think you're a really good bloke, you know. He was sledging your name something shocking before, but you know. I've got to start wars between all the Aussie streamers. I think you're a good bloke. I don't care what Saki has to say about you. But yeah, so we're going to do some maneuvers as we go. I don't know if we're going to do chandelles or anything like that. It's a bit out of my league, but anyways, that's what we're going to do. So yes, let's start this thing up without a checklist, because you know Oz Flight Simmer doesn't need a checklist because it's pretty standard start. But anyways, let's see how we go. Oh, and I did that's really good. I wonder. Hang on. If I stuff that view up. we go. Hey, that's really cool. That's some detail for you. So I can actually close this with it locked, and it won't actually lock. I've got to unlock it and then lock it. So that's pretty cool. I just want to make sure I didn't bugger that. Look, yeah, okay. So that view's not buggered. Cool. Because the back cover's there. Do you need to crank it out in front to start it? No. No. It's all here. You've got a start switch and stuff like that there as well. So, if we are to, prime if we need to. So we're going to put it on the fullest tank, which is going to be the right, because it's just going to start with its normal 50% of fuel. Carb heat, which we don't need to use that as we get started. Let me just make sure that my throttles are working. So we want to do 1/8 of an inch, and mixture, we don't want to do it all the way. Hang on. I've got to check the checklist. What did it want me to do with the mixture for this thing? Study as requires. Mixture wants to be rich. Okay. Like, rich. Can you go back? How do you go back? Can I click for you to go back? How does this go back? Go back. No. No. What did you do to my seats, man? What did you do to my seats? Where's the click spot for it to go back now? Are you choking? Are you going to throw up on my floor? See, Rosie doesn't have any teeth. She's got one tooth. So her tongue's like permanently outside of her mouth. Hey, Aaron, what's going on? And she can choke on her tongue all the time. It's the funniest thing. She knows how to spit her tongue out. But yeah, it's the funniest thing. Anyways, thought you should know. That's what she was doing. She was just choking on her own tongue. I want to put this thing back. Where do I put this thing back? I did it easy before. How do you put this stupid thing back? Where's the click spot for it? Oh man, I'm gonna give. But a bit of paper on the handbook's going to stall the whole thing. Like, where's the click spots for it? Oh, in the top corner. Oh my god. The top there. It's just not down the bottom. So it's up near the top. Is it down the bottom? No, it's up near the top. Okay, that makes so much sense. Why no teeth? Old age. With schnauzers, yeah, it's just with their breed. They don't have strong teeth, and there's different things. They suffer from pancreatitis, so which means you can't give them doggy chews, because we've done it and then they're in the emergency hospital where it costs you like $2,000 for 24-hour stay. So which means there's certain things you can't do with them to keep their teeth clean. So they go in there and they go and get the teeth cleaned, and then they got to pull it. It's just part of the breed, unfortunately. So yeah. So she's got no teeth left, and Fabian, she's older. She's 12, nearly 13. She's got half a teeth left, so she's got them more. But she's a bigger dog, so she was better with her teeth. So yeah, it's just one of those things. My cat waits for me to get the carpet cleaner out. Then after that, she pukes everywhere. Yeah, but cats do everything out of spite, though. They're very, very spiteful. That's why I don't have a cat, because I'd be like, you bloody, so and so. Cool. All right, let's start this thing anyway. So we've primed the aircraft. We've got fullest tank there. We've got to actually do the master on. And there we go. We've got half and half over there. And there's no avionics switch, so basically that starts up pretty much straight away. I can't hear any humming from avionics at all, so pretty much the buttons sound the same on that one. So then we've turned the alternator on. You got obviously the dimmable lights, which we had a look before, cabin heat, and the parking brakes there as well. So I'm not seeing if there's an actual temperature gauge for inside the aircraft. It's all the way up there. Okay, cool. All right, so that's on. Let's turn the tail beacon light on. Have a quick squiz at what that looks like. Oh, and it's rotating around. That's what you want to see. Nice lighting. Where the days vomit. Oh, come on. Come on. You guys just need to start being healthy. You just need to start being healthy. You can see it just turning on there. That's pretty cool. Bloody vomit. Or just eat some concrete. Fuel pump on. Nav lights on. Let's have a look at the nav lights. Even though we're having a look in the light there, we can see it glowing. Nice lighting effects, actually. None of this new LED stuff. That's pretty cool. And it's strobing. I didn't put the strobes on, but anyways. Love a rotating beam. Come on, guys. Come on. Behave yourself. Behave yourself. I wonder why that was doing that when the strobes went on. But anyways, it might have been some reflecting thing. Now, if I want to go and turn the nav breaker off, will that actually just turn off the nav lights? It should do, because it says that breakers work. It does. There we go. Okay, so that's flashing. It's a reflective thing. Bit of a weird thing in there. But circuit breakers definitely work, so that's cool. Wish they just had some sounds to them, though, so would be nice. And even the 530 doesn't have any sounds to it. So no sounds in here. Yeah, not even on the knob. So there's no sounds here, no sounds on the circuit breakers, but sounds on pretty much everything else. So that would be something they could improve, is the sound profile. But I'd say from the how's the night at light? Do you want to see it now, or do you want to see it? When we're flying, I'll change it so it's night. Or do you want to see it reflecting or something? Do you want to see it on the ground or in the air? Maybe I'll just start the plane first and then we'll have a look. All right, I think we're ready to go. So this has got a button switch on it for the starter. In the flight's fine. Okay, cool. And so obviously you got your mag, so to the right. It's got a click for the mag button there. I've got this turned up pretty loud too. Left and then to both, and then you've got a starter switch pretty much. So, and the other thing I wanted to have a quick look at is if I turn on the okay, that's cool. So you actually are seeing that the amps meter is actually working on there, so that's cool. I wanted to see if that was actually moving, and it is when I do the fuel pump on. If I actually turn on the landing lights on and off, okay, so that works too. So I wonder if it's actually draining the battery. That'd be interesting. Cool. All right, we'll start her up anyway. Clear prop. Put that RPM. It should be around about 850. And then I'm going to bring the mixture out a little bit. Would happen to held where it says no hold. What happens if you held where it says no hold? What do you mean? Where does it say that? Oh, no hold there. Well, it means that that's probably going to be a little bit flimsy. So you'll probably end up cracking the sun part, the sun visor part there. And it will have all bunts of wires and lights probably over the top of it. So, but that's what that will be. A lot of times you'll actually see these are all cracked anyway in an older plane. Very, very, very common. So, oil pressure is there. Oil temps just went straight up and the fuel pressure went up. So I'm not sure if they're actually really working to... Be interesting to see if that goes up anymore. So what I might do is I might lean the mixture out and just see if the oil temp goes up a little bit more. How's the sounds on it, guys? The spin propping looks good. Engine noise sounds a little bit low, though. Actually, I'm in the wrong mode to be doing this. Oh, who's in the heli? Midflight Rex. There we go. I was in the wrong view for the sounds. The suspension doesn't drop down when you put the throttle on. So it's got dynamic engine sounds on it in different parts of the aircraft. So you can hear the wind in the back. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I can definitely hear that. So which is good. Not too bad, not too bad. I'm being really picky with this thing too. Been super picky with it, but so far so good. When's this coming out? Soon. I've been told a date, but I don't know if it was a confirmed date, but you won't have to wait too long. So, just keep an eye on the Just Flight development page, and you can go and click the link for it to hit the email you when it does come out, but like super soon, super soon. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to quickly close this. Oh, there we go. You can hear a little sound difference to it. Not really. Not as much as what I thought I would. So yeah, if I would say anything, the sound set could do with a bit of work. Like, it's not bad, but it's not like to what we've sort of been used to with recent releases. Still getting used to the fact that I'm asking questions in Alaska and you're answering them in Australia. Yeah, well, they both start with A. We are, you know, there's one thing is we're on the same planet, you know. Like, who needs countries? It's the same planet. Alrighty. Are we going to use SayIntentions, or are we just going to fly? Maybe we just fly this baby today. We'll just worry about what we do a little bit later. Where's a wings? Got a windsock? Looks like it's favoring slightly to 16, and we're going to have crosswind. Planets are overrated. Yeah, why can't we just all get along? Why do we have to have a couple of dickheads just trying to friggin' there's too many dickheads with egos in the world. That's what wrecks it for the rest of us. Us normal folk that can actually get along. Alright, you got a flat button there. Alright. Let's drop this mixture out. I haven't noticed that the oil temperature has really gone up. Oh, actually it did. That's a lie. It did. All right. Let's do a taxi and then... It's definitely using the new 2024, which they did say in the new 2024 ground handling. So it's definitely using that. I reckon this would be a good little plane to have with the Toby as well. Is this the plane you fly in real life? No. So what they do, what they have done is, can I taxi all the way down here? Because the canopy's opening, you can hear the air and the prop on it. And it actually sounds, except for the little howling, it actually sounds quite realistic. Because obviously with the sling, I taxi it around, or did taxi around with the canopy open. So, yeah. Right, where do we taxi around here? See, I'm too used to using SayIntentions helping me with my taxi. So I've got to cross and then go down. For Renton. This is where they, Renton was, I believe, I think it was the airport where they invited us to go to the 2020 global media release. And we'll do a little bit of a run up once we get down there just to see if the mags and stuff work. Clear on the left. Alright. Can I go over that side and can I taxi down there? Oh, we're going to try. Did I see a plane down there? No, I'm dreaming. Oh, look at that for a livery. Buzz. That's pretty cool. So far, the experience on this plane's pretty good. Like, I don't know, honestly, I don't know how much they're going to charge for it. Oh, there we go. So you got animations of the springs of the aircraft. Because there's no springs or... there should be like a shock on the front nose, I would think. And then these ones here, which a lot of aircraft are, they just will flex. We have to check out the flap animation soon. All these curvies, yeah. Geez, you can hear the fuel pump all the way out here, though. I wonder if that's the fuel pump noise. If I turn the fuel pump off... Nah. I can hear just some ringing noise. Interesting. Looks like we've got a bit of a run-up area we can play around with here. Alright, so I think the wind sock is about here. So we're going to go into the wind. And we're going to do a bit of a run up. Sock looks like it's changed. See how the noise stops when you stop moving? Yeah, I reckon they could do some work on the sound set. But that's obviously something they can fix after release. But yeah. I think it was 12. What was the... it was 1250, wasn't it? For the run-up? Uh, 1800. 1800. Okay, I thought 1250 was a bit low. Brakes are holding. Oh, that was a big drop. We're within 50, but that's a big drop. That's 1, 2, that's 300. 175. They dropped like 300. So I don't know if that's a bug or not. It's interesting. Oh, Glenn's going nuts. Glenn's going nuts in the chat. I wanted to check the flaps. All right, so that's been done. We're going to make sure the flap baroonies go down. Holy cow, look at that. That's a lot of flap. We can have some fun with that. All right, so we're going to do 1 notch of flaps. We're going to make sure everything is free and correct. Left, right, up, down. That goes down, that goes up, that goes down, that goes up, that goes up, that goes down. And you could put your head out the window and check that. And if you've got a trim tab in here, which these don't have trim tabs by the looks of it, or they've got actual proper trim tabs, we're going to get a couple of notches of trim. We want to make sure that that's in the area there. Let's go up a little bit. Fun with flaps. Yep. Fun with flaps and friends. All right, I'm just going to go and put in our airport where we're actually going to fly to today. Anybody remember what it was? We do 7S3, I think it is. 7, no. There we go, Twin Oaks, that's where we're going. Which is a, oh, what's his name? I forget his name. He makes great airports. All right, what we might do is we're going to take off with this thing closed. Yeah. My probably biggest gripe is that the sound set needs a little bit of work on, but that's something they can obviously go and work on later. It's not like it's not like a deal breaker or anything, but alrighty, landing lights can go on, strobes can go on, pitot heat can go on, everything can go on. And I'm just going to do a quick circuit and see how this thing actually lands for the first part of the flight. Hey man, finally caught you alive. It's good to see you. Hey, Mr. Boeing 5, welcome to the stream. But so far, taxi feels nice. Rudder pedals feel really, really good. I'm using the AB9 today, and we're just using a prop, a GA prop profile on it, and it feels really nice too. I'm late. Hope everything's going well. What's going on, Mr. Firebug? Thank you for everybody for jumping in. We're sort of doing something a little bit. Normally, we'd just jump in and check out planes live and fly them, but I wanted to, like, you know, show you guys what I would do when I'm messing around with a plane to show you guys for the first time. So, taking a good look at it. All right, we're going to ease it in, just see if I'm getting any prop rotation. Not really. Speed's alive. There it is there. Okay. Looks like the wind's changed a little bit. .65 and we're rotating. Oh. So it needs a little bit more trim than what it said it needed. So the trim's probably gonna, for me then, the trim was out of the green. Are we doing lefties or righties here? Oh, we're definitely doing left-hand circuits. 300 flaps would go up. She doesn't have that much torque in it either. Definitely could use a bit more torque. We're going to go on the crosswinds at 500 feet. Keep pushing the nose up. Let's see if we can land this sucker. Clear right, center, left, and beautiful part of the world to fly in around here. Turning on the downwind leg. She needs a lot of trim. What airport's this? Renton. Kilo Romeo Tango November or November Tango. I can't remember which one. So we're still really in the flap speed. Once you get the trim right, because remember that was my first takeoff, so they're always going to be a little bit shaky. Look at all those beautiful Boeings down there. Look at them all. Look at them all. Little baby Boeings being born, hey? The little baby Boeings. Right, we have beam the runway there, so we're going to get ready for some slow flight here. We're going to land with 2-notcher flaps. So, first notch of flaps. Trim, 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 trim. We're on a 30. We're on a 30, so now we can start going down. Oh, it's the Boeing. It's baby Boeings. Clear right, clear center, clear left. Let's turn on our base leg. Yeah, I think it's only the 737 production area, yeah. I think they said approach speed was 70 knots. So far, she's pretty slippery. Oh, I only want to be around about 800 feet here. Getting a bit old rusty on my... There we go. Getting a bit old rusty. Mr. Glenn, don't look at this. Yeah, I overshot it too. You loser. No, this is Drizzlecky Designs. You can pick it up over at the Contrail store if you do use our link, because you get a little bit cheaper. It's a 2020. It's a 2021. Man, this thing, the hand fly is really nice. And it should be quite stable because of the wing design. Put a little bit of rudder in here. Because I trimmed it, we should be able to, There we go. Ace the landing. Oh, the dog. Hang on. I hate to pause. I really don't pause. Are you alright? Hey, Rosie. She's not moving. Hey. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh. Can you stay out of there? You go out there. I was hearing these woofy noises, but Rosie was asleep and she was barking asleep. And then I looked at her. She wasn't moving. I thought she was dead. Oh, you look like you're a bit far back from the front. Yeah, that's because I move it all the way back because when I fly in the real world, I push all the way back. So that's why. Because I'm long-legged. I'm not like a short bugger like everybody else. Yeah, I thought she was dead. We really need a bit more runway to go around, but we're going to see how we go. There we go. Yeah, now we've got it trimmed up. And I would actually sit higher in the plane too. I'd be like here. That would be more my view. Flaps going up. Let's do another circuit on this thing. Talk about take the stream to the next level. Yeah, I thought she was carking it. Like, I heard a noise, and I'm thinking, oh, is the plane making funny noises? But she was barking asleep, and then I turned around. She looked like she was dead. How does this compare to the RV10? I would say, because this thing's pretty maneuverable, I would say the RV10, though, has a bit more go. But I think this thing's going to be a bit more fun to fly than the RV10. Like, the developer for their first aircraft has done a really, really good job. Who's that over there? Mr. Tony Sid Squadron. Thank you very much for jumping in the sim. Guys, if you don't know who Tony is, he's the biggest thing going around on Twitch these days. The dude's attracted to 3D trees more than me, though. He loves them. Loves smashing into the trees. Alright, so we're going to do something a little bit different here to check how realistic this aircraft is. We're going to do a flapless landing. So which means we would need to basically come in on a lower pitched landing. And we need to come in a little bit quicker. So I want to be able to see what the flight mechanics of this aircraft is. So this is something they would teach you at pilot school. How to do a flapless landing in case your flaps decided not to work. So we're going to extend down a little bit here. Got to watch out for those trees. You certainly do. Actually, let's do a quick flyby, see how it sounds. Mind you, I've got the engine turned down on it. Where'd friggin' Tony go? Is he already turning in? Oh, there he goes. He's already doing flybys. So we've got to do a bit of an extension here. Oh my god! There's a helicopter and its blades aren't turning. So some people want to just jump in planes and fly them around. They don't want to test this, but obviously I'm a little bit lucky because I've got some real-world flying experience that I can see how aircraft perform with this sort of stuff. Jesus, my base legs are shit. All right, so we're going to come on a bit of a lower. And we've got to land with a bit more power. Bit more speed to land because it's a flapless landing. Yeah, we'll do some stalls and stuff en route. I do want to do an engine out. So I'm going to do, unfortunately, I am going to do for you guys, I do want to do an engine out landing. to be honest, I can hardly tell that the plane has any flaps out or not. So she felt to me that I had flaps out then. Bit strange. The trim was different on it, so we had a lot more trim. But yeah, that was interesting. So maybe some work could be done on that. Like, I'm really nitpicking here. But I don't know how much this thing costs. Like, if this thing pops out and it's $29.95, it's a bargain. So I don't know how much it's going to cost. She doesn't have a much power on the and we're going to do an engine out on this one. You're pretty talented. Can you land while typing on typing all about flight sim mods? Yeah, no, it's, you know, there's nothing I can do. And do you know what, Benny? I could also do that with fantastic charisma and great looks at the same time, you know? There's nothing I can't do. Alrighty, let's do an engine out on this one. Mr. Maple Leaf, welcome to the stream. But yeah, this thing, it struggles to get altitude, that's for sure. Even though we got this thing pinged at 2500 RPM. Yeah, I'm very, very modest. A great look. Immersion ruined. I have that same problem every time I look in the mirror, Saki. Alright, engine out. Just lost the engine. So I think 70 is the approach speed, so we're going to slow down and we're going to pitch for 70. And we're right on top of the runway here, so this is going to be fantastic. Perfect place. Fancy that, having an engine out right on top of the runway. Right, so we're going to see how she performs. I need to listen to the plane, you jerk. Right, first notch of flaps. I need to listen to the plane to do this. Alright, we're running 2 notches of flap here because we're right on top. We're going to do 3 straight away. Keeping it around 70. We're definitely going to make it. You jerk, Maple. Trying to keep it on 70. There we go. And we're in. Look at that. Full flaps. Keep it on 70. And this is what it's like when you're doing a full flap landing with engine out. It's like a roller coaster right at the end. Ooh, a bit of a crunchy landing there. Alrighty, let's get out of here, ladies and gents. It did that really well. Flies great. I'm just going to give it a bit more speed on takeoff. Oh, that was a flapless one. A lot of induced drag, yeah. But it behaved like you would expect it to behave. What are the chances? I know, there's a runway right there. Right now I have to clean up my desk. There's coffee everywhere because I spit it out after reading that comment. Which comment was that? Immersion ruined? Alright, we're on our way. We're going to do some maneuvers as we go, some stalls, all that sorts of stuff. I'm going to check to see if the G1000 variant actually has the autopilot. Yeah, we'll do some stalls and spins as we fly down. I sort of just wanted to keep those landing ones as we, you know. But all in all, it's good. Oh, what did I say? I can't remember what I said. But now she's going. So obviously it says in the performance, like I didn't check to see what the barrow and everything was and what our weight was, but she needed to do a rotation on a little bit higher than what it was. You just turn the sound down a little bit. But it said 850 was the climb. Just going to start leaning her off a little bit. We'll go up to about 5.5. Kind of sounds like a 150, to be honest. Wonder if it's the same engine, possibly. I think this was meant to have a Lycoming 180 in it for the Tiger variant. So we talked about it at the start, Dan, if you want to go and watch it from the start later on. But there's 3 variants, and they've changed the flight model for all 3 variants because they had different wing configurations slightly and also different engine configurations. There's Mr. Tawny. So now she's struggling. Just going to play around with the mixture here a little bit. So I'm not really getting any... There we go. Just there. Okay, all right. So the RPM's reflecting off the mixture control, which is nice. Oh, absolutely. Get the Black Square TBM. Any aircraft from Black Square, I would 100% recommend. The only one I would say you would need to do some research if it's going to be your type of aircraft is the spaceship. It's a great aircraft from Black Square, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. But yet the TBM's great. It's the steam gauge version of it. It's just had a big update recently, so this thing trims and flies like it should. You can fly hands off once you trim the aircraft properly with just little touches, so that's doing well. The Starship, yeah. So this thing's flying all by itself. Yeah, 100%. I recommend all the Black Square stuff. Go and check out the Just Flight store and have a look at them. The I would say my favorite are the Duke. Actually, all these last 3 ones he's done, really. The TBM, they're all good. He just doesn't do a bad plane. Man, I love the yellow hubcaps on this thing. So this gives my thumbs up straight away on this thing. It flies good. There's a couple of things that could be improved. I'd love to see the sound set with some improvement on it. I'm just flying to the left of the track here because we've got these clouds. And I've never flown a Grumman, so I don't know how they fly. I would think it would have a bit more oomph than what it does. But yeah, it's a nice little plane. So I'd be very intrigued to find out how much it is. But yeah, this one, it's going to be out soon. And it's definitely good value for money. Mr. Independent Joker. Thank you very much for the 29 months.
29 months. Here's to another 29.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Going to see if we can get over these clouds. Might have to go on the right-hand side of them. All right, so let's see about changing these variants over. Oh. So we're going to go for the full G1000 panel here. It said we could change it on the fly. Looks like you can only change it when the engines are not running then. Because that's not working. Yeah, so none of that's actually working when we're in the air. Okay. It said you could change them on the fly was the tagline, but yeah, it's not letting you do it. I've flown the AA5RL. You used to fuel them at the flight school FBI. I used to work. They're annoying to taxi arrow due to the free casting nose wheel. Ah, so it's free casting. That's probably why. So if it's free casting, Independent Joke, does it actually have a spring on the front nose? Because I didn't really see any much spring effect. Does it have a spring on the front? That explains the shape. No, it doesn't have a spring. Okay. All right. That's interesting. So I noticed when... This is a good thing. It means the developer's done this really, really well. Because I did notice before, actually, we've gone up to 6,000 here. I did notice before when we were moving around that you could really feel the bumps because it's got no spring. And they've actually put that in there. So that's interesting. No struts on there as a torsion bar. Yep. So I can't switch out the, by the looks of it. Mind you, you might be able to do it in the release variant. Fuel pumps is on. I'm going to switch to the left tank before I turn that fuel pump off. Everything's good. All right, we're going to switch that off. So I'm hand flying this the whole way, but she hand flies fine. All right, how far are we away from this destination to see when we can do some mucking around? All right, we're still over the city, so we're going to cruise a little bit longer. Man, I was hoping I could put it in autopilot so I could make a coffee. I wonder if Mrs... I wonder, would it be rude if I text the wife to make me a coffee? Since I can't put the thing on autopilot, do you reckon... How much trouble do you reckon I'd get in for that? Just a curved bar of the spring steel, and if you have to change directions mid-turn, you have to stomp on the brake, then apply lots of power, change the direction. Roger. Message to the cabin supervisor. Alright, so at 7,000 feet, I should be able to lean this back a little bit. We've just cruised above a little bit because obviously I haven't got this trimmed perfectly. Well, it's great knowing you if you do the text. I'm going to text. You need Murph. Yeah, but he's getting ready to get on a plane. He's getting ready to get on a plane. I'm gonna text. It's been great knowing you all. She's probably in bed. I'm actually too scared to do that. And a sandwich. Well, no, because if she's fallen asleep on the couch, I don't want to wake her. But then again, she could be awake. Landing light's going to turn off. I don't know what to do. You just want to see me get in trouble. That's all you want to see. All right. This thing's going to fly by itself, right? Would be witness to murder. Yes, you guys will be. All right, I've just put back on the RPM. She'll dive down a little bit until she comes out and gets the speed that she wants. That's a lot of witnesses. I'm just going to poke my head out and see if she's just on the couch. I'll see if she can make me a coffee. If I come back with a black eye, you know what's happened. All right, I'll be back in a sec. Back in a sec. This might not last very long at all. All right, there we go. And the aircraft did what it should do because I had no foot on the left rudder pedal. So it did what it should do with start. If I just left it there, it would end up going into a roll. So it did what it should have done. She's up. She wasn't too excited about making the coffee, but you know. Alright, how's the flight going here? Let's have a look at this thing here. Alright, so we're moving along. This is the flight here, so we're nearly a third of the way already. So we'll fly a little bit longer, then we're going to do some stalls, and then we'll do some maneuvers. I'm just waiting to get away from the city and the outskirts before I start doing, getting into E-class, because we're actually... we're in Seattle airspace, I think. So once we get into here, we'll start doing some weird and wonderful stuff. Coffee in a small plane, evening all. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Evil? Hope you're doing well, sir. Yeah, we're in a small plane because it's a preview. It's not out. So our friends over at Just Flight sent us this over to us from BlueSky Hangars. This is releasing soon. So we did a little bit of a different stream tonight. We sort of did something. This is more like Murph style of stream, how we all go through the plane. So we sort of did something a little bit different tonight. Please tell Mrs. Oz I said hello, and let her know I advise you against asking for coffee. You're such a starer. You said nothing of the kind. Nothing of the kind. But where's the coffee machine? No, there's no coffee machine in this thing. All right, let's do, before we worry about that sort of stuff, we are going to have a look at the lighting on this thing. So I'm going to wind it back to the early hours of the morning. Like there. And so I'm going to turn on the landing lights. And then this has got dimmable lights. So it's got red dimmable lights on it. So we'll see what that looks like from the outside. There's the beacon. And you can see the light shining through on the props, so that's nice. The lights look nice. It's a nice lighting model. And then we've got this thing here we can switch on. There we go. So we'll make it really dark now. Mount Rainier in the distance? Yes. Hang on. There we go. Super dark. Nice. Not bad. You can see the glow in the cockpit. There we go. Not bad at all. All right, so where does that light shine on if we were to turn that off? I see that going on, but does it actually do anything? It lights up the seat a little bit. I guess that's probably... I see. That's in position for that. Okay. So that makes the difference in there. Thank you, honey. Mrs. Oz, everybody. Saves the D. And I'm still alive. So that's what that is. That's really to shine off that because it doesn't actually move around. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Does this thing have a backlight on this thing? Cannot see squat with this thing. Does this have a backlight on it? Because you can't see it. With the lights turned up all the way. So that's a bit of a drama there, isn't it? Gold star for Mrs. Oz. Yep. Yeah, she's a keeper. Interesting. So even with the dimmable, it doesn't really change. Huh. So that needs a bit of work there. So now we can see it. That's interesting. Oh, I had autopilot master on. Where's the autopilot things? Like, that's not going to work because I've got no way of switching it on. But I guess that will work if you... hang on, what's this up here? No, that's for comms. That's only going to work when you've actually got an IFR-capable aircraft, I guess, which is... I can't change it on the fly for whatever reason. The stream just improved with quality? Why? Because Mrs. Oz turned up? Let the dog taste test the coffee. You reckon? No, Mrs. Oz wouldn't do that. Mrs. Oz wouldn't do that. Yeah, so that's interesting. Oh, well. But yeah, it does do autopilot, but if you've missed the start of the stream, you can do swappable ones, but it's not letting me swap them over. Said you could do it on the fly. Holy shit. Here we go. Here we go.
Have a coffee on his Mrs. House, because your husband is rude.
Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty. I can't believe you said that. If you're going to call me rude, it at least needs to be $20 dono before you start chucking out the insults. You missed the animation? What animation? Didn't that pop up? The plane popped up. Or was it an animation in the plane, in this plane? All right. Cheeky bugger. Alrighty. This airplane must be operated as a normal or utility category airplane in compliance with the operating limits action stated in the form of the placards, markings, and the manual. Normal category. Yeah. Okay. Rear seats must not be occupied. Okay, they're not occupied, but they're there. Aerobatic maneuvers are limited to the following: chandelles, a lazy 8, steep turns, stalls, except whip stalls. Okay, no, we're not going to do it at those. And spins are prohibited. So we're not meant to be doing spins. But we're allowed to do stalls and steep turns. No, the GIF. Oh, was there a GIF? Sorry, I missed the GIF. Well, I didn't know he was going to drop a donation, but thank you very much for the donation. I'll be really, really nice and give you a paper plane. I just got to get back onto the flight here. So we're not meant to do spins, but what happens if you do a spin due to an induced spin from a stall? All right, let's lock in and do a clearing turn. Let's do a clearing turn. Clear left, clear center, clear right. There we go. And Mount Rainier over there, so we can have a good look. We're just going to do a bit of a clearing turn here. Then we'll do a steep turn. See how she performs. A clearing turn? Yeah. So clearing turn is if you're going to start doing maneuvers and practicing stalls and stuff like that, you do a clearing turn to make sure there's no one around you. Because you're not going to be concentrating necessarily on aircraft around you when you're going to be performing some of these maneuvers. So now I could say that if I did this clearing turn, I saw a firebug there, I wouldn't start doing my maneuvers because he's around. But I'm going to do it anyway because we're in the sim. There we go. Independent Joker's got you. Yep. So in the real world, I wouldn't do these maneuvers now because there's a plane there. And sometimes you would then do a maneuver, the clearing turn the other way. What happens if the aircraft enters the space after a slow turn? Well, you just don't do it. You just don't do the maneuver. But I'm going to do one anyway. So we're going to do a steep turn here. So we're going to lock this steep turn in. Oh, there's another plane. See, that's where you do clearing turns. So we're doing a steep turn. I am losing altitude in my steep turn, though. And I just passed it, so we're going to continue it around. I've lost like half. If I did this steep turn in a test, I would have failed. Because I lost half 1,000. All right, we're going to go straight into another one. So here, when you're doing steep turns, you're just concentrating on your instruments. Look at this. So why am I losing so much altitude in this steep turn? Like I got maximum throttle out at the moment. She's hard to do a steep turn, that's for sure. It doesn't sort of do a steep turn like the way you'd think it would. Anywho, all right, so roll out of that turn and we'll keep going. I don't know. I'm not. Steep turns a bit different. I don't know if it's that type of aircraft, but it doesn't sort of. It loses a lot of altitude. Like I was trying to keep my altitude, my VS level, and I just had no hope. Maybe it doesn't like doing them at 7,000 feet. Lean the engine out a little bit more. There we go, it likes to be there. Alrighty. Let's jump some music on. That's not what I was expecting. Ooh, got a little bit of turbulence there. Yeah, so that's just using chase plane. Because I gotta hand fly this the whole way, so it's being a little bit difficult. So, and as we climbed up there as well to 8.5. Don't know if I would want to be any higher than 8.5. What's our ground speed doing? Is it going to give me some ground speed? No. No. Alrighty. So, what are we going to check out next, Mr. Evil? We are going to check out opening up the canopy, because you can actually do this in this aircraft. So I've popped it open a little bit. Imagine being up 8,500 feet and opening the canopy on the sucker. I would absolutely pack myself. Absolutely pack myself. But you can open it up. So you can fly with the canopy open. I didn't really drop any airspeed, but this is what it looks like with the canopy open. How weird's that? But this plane can do it in the real world. You can fly with the canopy open. That looks so weird. What even looks weirder is that we've got a helicopter behind us here. at 8,000 clicks. That looks even weirder. Wouldn't all of the divorce papers in the back seat fly out of the canopy? Well, maybe. Maybe. But I don't know if I could sit here and fly with the canopy open, because it would be like really annoying with the wind and stuff, but it does it. But I can't say I would fly with it open like that. But the lights are still on. But the dimensional switch doesn't work up there. There we go. She's all closed. Geez, I reckon that'd be a bit of a bugger to try to close that in the real world. Just going to turn that down there. The stationary blades. Yeah, since Sim Update 5 is where I've gotten all the stationary blades from. Is anybody else having the same thing? When it comes to helicopters, since Sim Update 5, all the blades have stopped moving. So I don't know if anybody else is getting that, but I've gotten that. So, and I'm not in the beta for the update. Yeah, like look at that. So the blades used to move, but now they don't. They don't move. And it looks like as weird as anything. Nah, mine are fine. Really? That's so weird. Because he's flying the default one too. You have the same issue. Okay, so it's just not me. Yeah. So maybe when they release the final version, because beta, because Sim Update 5 is still in beta after the release, that gets fixed. But yeah, it's only happened since that one. I get this weird. So when you fly a bunch of airliners, you don't notice it. But when you fly in GA planes, yeah, you do. You notice it. That's the trick of the camera shutter speed. Yeah, you can only live with that excuse for so long, though. That's the problem. You can only live it with so long. Where'd Mr. Sid Squadron there? Off doing his own thing. Oh, we should be really, really privileged that he's spent his night off flying with us today. Because Tony, when it comes to, he's one of the most consistent streamers out there. And he's streaming 5 to 6 nights a week. And usually has Wednesdays off every now and then. And it's nice to see he's having Wednesday off. But he's flying with us, so... very privileged. Don't tell him I said that though. His head will get bigger. He won't be able to fit his hat. All right, we're going to descend a little bit here because we're a bit too high for what I would want to be doing in this thing. So she's still climbing, but she can go up to 13,500. We are going to do some more. I'm going to do some stalls next. We're about halfway through this flight, so we've still got a little bit to go. So we're going to descend and see how she's going to go lower ground. We actually might do some stalls as we go down. But yeah, you can really trim this plane to do a nice and easy descent. Like, it flies pretty good. There's a couple of things that they need to sort of tweak on it, but it flies pretty good. I'll tell you what we'll do, because Just Flight have already put this in my account. I'll actually give one of these away when they actually... we'll do a giveaway for one of these when they actually do release. So if you happen to pick it up, I'll just give you like a gift card or the funds that you did to spend on it. So you don't have to wait to try and win one in the giveaway. You can just pick it up when it does release. Or if you haven't got it, we'll organize it. But yeah. Sim's looking pretty good. It's a nice area to fly around in here. All right, I'm going to get down to about 6,000 feet, and then we'll do a couple of stalls. We'll do a what we'll do. What did the stall information provide us actually? Where was the stall information? Stalls, flaps up, flaps down. It just doesn't really tell you if it's full flaps or not, though. We'll work it out. It's not what I want. See, I'm too used to using the 530. This is a 430. Yeah. It's not giving me all the information I would like on the GPS. But anyways, it's probably because it's a 430, not a 530. All right, so down to 7. We'll go down another 1,000 feet. And then we'll do some stalls on this thing. So we'll do some... I'll do a power off stall. No flaps. And then, because we'll do it, because there's so many different versions of stalls. We can do a power off stall, no flaps. Power off stalls with flaps. Power on stall with no flaps, power on stall with full flaps. Like, there's a few different types of stalls we could mess around with. But if we want to see if we can get this thing to spin, we'll do it on, most likely on a power on stall. Let's reduce this down a little bit more. Might just bring out some carb heat here as we're going down a little bit. Ooh, we're going to get into those clouds. Man, the sim looks amazing. Absolute amazing. Look at this. Look at that. No heat haze or anything from the exhaust. No rattling either from the exhaust. They're also nice touches you see some developers use. Alrighty. 3D trees look great from up here. They do. They're still 3D all the way from up here. Alrighty, let's do a power off stall. With no flaps. 53 knots, I believe it's going to stall. $60. It's buffering. Oh, we dropped the wing. Oh, we're spinning it. Opposite rudder. Oh no, I've fully spun it. We're going down. I can't stop that spin. I can't stop the spin. We're going down. Oh, come on, come on. I've got full left rudder in. Come on, 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 come on. Holy shit. Oh, this thing spins like a lunatic. Oh, I had full left rudder in to stop that spin. Oh my god. Oh, holy shit. So that spun, I helped get it in the spin by inducing it with a bit of right rudder at the same time. But once it got in there, excuse me, while I was oxygen, I couldn't get it out of the spin. So I did the proper spin recovery techniques, which is throttle all the way out, opposite rudder, all the way in. And yeah, I didn't think we were getting out of that one. Oh my god. We're still going to do another stall. It's just going to take us a while to get up to 6,000. Holy cow. Clip that. I was thinking we were going down. I was like, no. Holy thing. That is just worth the purchase just to do spins in this thing. Oh, man, I wish I had that on replay. I wish I had a replay. Holy cow, that scared the bejeebers out of me. Are we still in one piece here? Nothing fell off? Oh my god. Holy cow. That was absolute crazy. Like, I think it would have got into a spin by itself, right? It doesn't want to climb too well. Hang on, I've got to get some speed in this thing. But I induced it a little bit and then I couldn't get out of it. Notice that the wing net, left the, sorry. What's that, Cled? All right, we're just gonna get some speed happening here. But yeah, that scared the bejeebs out of me. To get my attention, I got my own attention. All right, so we got another 2,000 feet up, and then we're going to get going. We lost a lot of altitude then, a lot of altitude. What did we get down to 2,000 feet? It's crazy. I don't even need to do a bloody flaps on one because it dropped that wing. The wing just dropped on it. Like I had the buffering, and the cool thing is because they're using the AB9, the buffer felt really good. So the modeling for the buffering felt really, really, really good. And I was thinking for a second it was just gonna like leaf down, But it didn't. It dropped the wing. I'm like, oh no, I wasn't prepared for a massive wing drop. I thought it was going to be like a bit of a benign stall, but no, it was pretty erratic. It's like, oh god, here we go. And then I couldn't get out of the flats, out of the spid. I still haven't calmed down yet. Holy cow. That's crazy. How's she going to behave? All right, got another 1,000. How's she going to behave with her flaps? Like, that didn't even need to do a power. That was full power off. Imagine how violent it would be with a power on stall. Holy cow. I wonder if the real plane says it, because it says it can't. It warns you not to do spins in this thing. I guess that's probably the reason why. Like, where does it say something about don't do spins on it? Spins prohibited. It must be known to not be able to get out of a spin easy. Holy cow. It was not even an inverted flat spin, yeah. No, I slammed that left rudder end to try to get out of it, but it took a few goes to stop it. And I had to actually do what you're not meant to do. I actually had to try putting some aileron input in there, which you're not meant to do for a stall. It's meant to be all rudder, but anyways, we got to do it again, everybody. But this time we're going to do it with full flaps in a few seconds here. How far is the ground from us? Oh yeah, we've probably got about 4,000 feet of usable. All right, we ready for this? So I'm not going to do, I'm just going to do a full flap. I'm not even going to do an engine. Holy cow. All right. Full flap. That's going to start slowing us down anyway. Here we go. Feet on the rudder pedal. Buffering, buffering, buffering. Wing drop. Oh, we're going down. I got to stop it. There we go. I was able to stop it this time because I didn't let it go into a full spin. There we go. It's maybe because I induced the spin. This thing's fun. This thing's really fun. All right. We're going to do it one more time. I'm just going to remember here, I've got full flaps here. So we just need to get some speed. And we're going to go through some clouds. I'm going to do that with some power on. All right, 1 notch flaps. Just get that speed up. Now we're doing IFR flying now. Another notch flaps. So when I induced the spin on it a little bit last time, obviously that's why I ended up... That's what it says, don't do spins. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, I love flight sim when stuff works the way that it should. All right, we're going to get some altitude here. Another 1,000 feet, and then we'll do one more stall. It really struggles to gain altitude, I have noticed. Oh, we need to switch tanks. I should have left the fuel pump on for the... She does guzzle the fuel, though. Consider it reckons it's got 4.5 hours of juice time. Mind you, though, I have been fanging it pretty much the whole way. we'll have to be careful because we're approaching our destination. We're only 45 nautical miles away. All right, there's 6,000 feet. You know what that means, everybody. We're going to do a full flap power on stall. Full flaps. Oh, look how much flap that is. And power on. Jeez, those flaps create so much drag. Here we go. Buffering, 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 buffering. No stall warning, no. Buffering, 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 buffering. Trying to keep... Oh, left wing drop. Oh, put it in a spin. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get out of the spin. Oh, hang on. I've still got some prop. Get out of the spin. Get out of the spin. Get out of the spin. We're going down. We're going down. There we go. We got out of it. 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 Oh, no. This is so much fun. That got out of the spin properly. I just didn't give it enough time previously. Holy cow. Holy cow. I'll send you a link to a video, Tony, of a guy that I know did some spin training. You may have seen it before because it went viral, and it was out at Caloundra, my home airport where I go flying from, and they did some spin stuff, and you can. It was in a Robin. You just see how violent it is. What about a spiral dive? I don't know. I think I've had enough. But again, with the wing drop, I had to get it to spin by dropping the right aileron in to get it to spin. It does have a big wing drop. But yeah, I had to get it to spin. But that time I was able to get it out of the spin using the correct technique, which is... But notice I still, because I did a power on stall, I still had throttle in, and when I had the throttle in, I couldn't get out of spin. As soon as I dropped the throttle in and nailed the left rudder pedal, she dropped out. So, and then it was just slowly pulling up the nose before we went in and had a close look at the 3D trees. Geez, the weather looks pretty shit down here. Is this how you fly in real life? No, well, you practice stalls in real life, but I've never spun a plane like that. All right. We're going to climb some altitude. We're on our way in to the airport. I'm going to leave you guys with a little bit of music and have a break from me and have a look at the plane. Glenn said, kicking the opposite rudder on a wing drop, you will automatically, it will be an automatic response. Muted. I was having a whole conversation with Glenn then, but I was muted. Anyways.
The sun's going down as I try to make my way through the crowd. Feeling alive, I love being by your side. It makes me shine. We the summer forever. If it's only for now, I don't mind, 'cause I know that your love is endless. If it's only for now, I don't mind, 'cause I know that your love is endless. It might be over tomorrow, but this day will live on forever. You'll be on my mind. I'll be dreaming about this till the end of time. We are young, we are free, down for the ride. Might be over tomorrow, but we got to stay forever.
Nelly got in a little bit of trouble there. All right, we must be getting close to this airport here. What have we got? I've still got 35 nautical miles to go. But she definitely feels the bumps through the clouds. So a lot of fun to hand fly, though. That is for sure. A lot of fun to hand fly. But also a lovely little plane. You just need to go make sure when you're setting this up that you're setting it up for the interior for the way that you want to fly. So it said on the fly that we could change these. You maybe be able to do that in the release candidate variant of it, but I can't do that while I'm flying. So you want to make sure that, you know, I've got this set up just to be VFR flying and not, well, I suppose it's IFR, but there's no autopilot. So where you could put the G1000 on for the autopilot. So this plane would be magical for the Pulse Air and also the Rot Air, which I need to get set up again. So bits of hardware, perfect for this sort of stuff. Oh, look at that. The scenery has been amazing. Lovely little place to fly. Actually, one thing we haven't done any low flying, so we could try some low flying and dedicate some low flying to Mr. Sid Squadron. Now that we're out of these mountains here. See if we can get this speed up. I think maximum speed's 142. I think that was in miles an hour, was it? Or we're just about to exceed maximum already. And then I think about 160 the wings are going to fall off it. Go Scud running. I don't know if I'm in the mood. I think my blood pressure's still too high for the stalls. I think I said 142. Okay, we're nearly there. Obviously, that's maximum probably maneuvering speed. But yeah, guys, I don't know how much this is going to cost, but you know, the improvements could be with the sound set. I think does need a little bit of work to it, redefined and have some more sounds placed into it. It's not a deal breaker though. But this thing's a lot of fun to fly. Yeah, I give it my thumbs up. Obviously, I don't know how much it's going to cost, but it's a smart, fun little plane that's got enough in it to you know, to make it realistic and fun to fly. So yeah, BlueSky Hangar have done a good job for their first aircraft. So it's nice when we see. I don't know if he's a one man squad or not, but he's done a good job. And then obviously all the different liveries and the different models of aircraft. And then they've got different, like every aircraft's going to look different when you hop in it too. So they've obviously paid attention to detail. That's definitely an Ashtray, isn't it? Yeah, that's an Ashtray. Oops, wrong button. Wrong button. 25 nautical miles. So get it under these clouds. One-man devs tends to outsource a lot of stuff. Oh, some do, some don't. If I'd speak to the guys over at Flyboy Simulations, he pretty much did that amazing piece of work all by himself. I do believe on the next lot there he's teamed up with some developers so they can bring out some aircraft more quickly. But yeah. Is it Smoko between stalls? I've got no autopilot. I'm hand flying it the whole way. That's why he had some music so I could drink my coffee. And I nearly got in trouble at one stage. But we're trying to keep within our speed here, so we're not going down too quickly. Impulse Simulations don't. No, they don't. He's a one-man band, does it all himself. Well, actually, it's a two-man squad, I think Impulse is. Two-man squad. I think Josh has a partner in crime. Right, I don't want to go too low because it looks like we've got this mountain here. Alright, mixture rich. Carb heat can go back in. We're running a bit lean on the fuel. It's getting a bit scary. Hangar Studios is a one-man show. Yeah, there's a lot of one-man shows within Flight Sim, but you can understand, like, man, I understand how hard it is for him too, because you look at it this way, is they spend so long making something, and generally, you know, they'll sell an aircraft and, you know, the sales go all the way up, and then they'll taper off really, really quickly, and then they're going to spend another 12 months. So you'd really want to make sure, you know, I can understand where some of them are living from release to release. Being a one-man band. So my hat goes off to him. It's a bit like Flight Sim Mods, is that we're sort of, you know, we're the same thing. We release a product, goes up here and so forth. Same sort of thing. So utmost respect for the one-man team. Another good one is the guys that do global the global shipping. They're a one-man band as well. There's a bunch of other one-man bands, but they've sort of moved on and they've got a small development team now. Tony's probably done streams down here, but some of these rivers look awesome to do some of his River Canyon Run GA stuff there, all the way down here. Global shipping is great. Yep. Actually, I think I need to update it. But I noticed you have it on yours all the time too. It just adds that extra immersion on. And to be honest, it does what... Because Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 was meant to have all of that. It was meant to have all the big updates for the shipping, and it never really happened. About time FS Mods released the next hotness. We're close. We're close. It's just some of our next releases, Evil, are a bit more complex than what they have been in the past. And they're just taking longer to develop and stuff, so it's super close. You're gonna get a lot of releases quickly. I don't know if it's worth spacing them out, but you're gonna have a lot of releases quickly. And then obviously there's new products and hardware that have been released recently, so we'll have stuff for that too. Don't you get developers of Captain Sim and Mercenaries who just pump and bang out? Yeah. Well, Captain Sim never used to be like that, Wizard. Captain Sim used to be one of the top developers back in the FSX days, and then, yeah. Then it all changed. That's the question. Where do you go to update global shipping? Depends where you got it from, Ed. If you got it from Orbex, you go to Orbex. Because obviously he was selling it over Orbex for a while. So you go to Orbex to do the updates. I think it's only been in the last 18 months or so that he's had his own store. If you purchase it from his own store, you can obviously do it from there. And I believe Marketplace as well. So he's in there in a few places, but it all depends. It's like one of those questions is, where did you buy it from? I think maybe in the Control store too. Alrighty, we're getting there. We're nearly there. There's some sort of airport over on the right-hand side, or is it a area we can't fly into? I don't know what's over there. Power station, maybe. But we are 11 nautical miles, so we'd basically be at the distance where we would make our calling. Yeah, there's a few different places where he was selling his stuff. I am excited for the announcement night on the Expo. The Friday night announcement, or the Friday afternoon. Mind you, though, I've been a little bit disappointed the last 2 years because I felt like, because of FS Weekend, you know, that sort of took the wind out of the sails. And another thing that really, that really grinds my gears is they don't have someone presenting for them. They don't have someone presenting for them. They have developers go up, and then they get nervous being up on stage in front of everybody, and then they can't, you know. So my number one tip is to manufacturers and developers out there: if you need to get someone to talk for you if you're not confident on stage. So if there's any manufacturers and developers, I'm quite well with public speaking. You can bring me with you. I'll do it for you. I'm very, very good looking as well. Handsome, charisma, great hair. It's fantastic hair. Yeah. That would be me. I hate public speaking. I used to be the same, but then I was in roles within a work environment where I had to. So I went and did lessons for public speaking, and then actually found out I actually like public speaking, and I was pretty good at it. There was some few things that I wasn't so good at with it, but I got to the point where I would get up in front of hundreds of people and didn't have any issue with it. So, and did it quite often. But yeah, always a little bit nervous. But yeah, no problem with it now. Generally, people become devs to avoid human and public speaking. I know, but that's my point, Glenn. That's my point. Is I got to fix how Discord does that. Is that at its prime time where you've got, I don't know, what was that? Where was that? It's prime time for them. So you've got heaps of people watching via all the different streams all over the place. You've got people there. You've got other developers watching. If you're going to announce something and you want the announcement to go really well because you've invested so much time on it, maybe invest a little bit more and get someone to speak for you. Even if it's like someone like Murph's great at public speaking. You know, Murph's had to get up and do some stuff on stage and stuff like that. Like, you know, get someone to do it for you or hire a professional. There's plenty of professionals out there that can do public speaking, and they only need some notes and dot points, and they will do it better than anybody else because they're paid professionals to do it. So, you know, sometimes it gets a bit cringe because, you know, they get up and do it themselves when they're not necessarily the right person to do it. That grinds my gears, but it happens at every expo. Some of them can't afford to have a paid professional, but if I was to you know, if I was in that, I would you know, situation, I would definitely look at those sorts of options. Did I put the wrong airport in? Why hasn't it loaded in? It hasn't loaded in yet. So this is a payware airport, but it doesn't seem like it's loaded in properly. Unless I put the wrong bloody ICAO in. You need some change of clothes and a few towels to mop up the sweat. Some people do, yep. Just gonna fly. Oh, now it's starting to load in. There we go. All right, do we have a sock? Do we have a sock, anybody? Anybody know which way are we landing on? 29 or 28 or 2? Which is the one we're landing on from the wind? I can only go off from the previous airport, so it would be landing on number 2. Oh my god. I think we just lost an engine again. Oh, dearie me. Fancy that. We just lost an engine over the top of the airport. That's so convenient how that happens. Oh my god, I can't believe that's happened again. This is where you need the Toby. Did you say you took acting lessons to help you with public speaking? Or did you get your money back? No, I didn't. It wasn't acting lessons. It was like Toastmasters. I need to do a turkey one for Pringles because he's a turkey. Just get AI to speak for you. Yep. You could. Just get a blow up auto doll thing and then just get Cloud to talk for you or something. All right, we're going to be popping our flaps out at our last minute here. So are we going to make the airport? Yes, flaps 1. Are we going to make the airport? Flaps 2. Are we going to make the airport? Flaps 3. And I'm even going to have to... we're even going to have to slip it in. And we're going to be landing with... Here we go. Here's the slip. And we nearly stalled it on the landing. There we go. There we go. In case anyone wants to know, I'm slipping it in. I'm talking about flying terms. Oh my god. This is what I have to deal with. And we happen to land with the wind in the wrong direction, but that's alright. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Pringles, being that you're a commercial pilot and everything. You would actually like this thing. Did you see the sync on that? That's my best YouTube short ever. Oh, we could have done so many shorts on the last couple of streams, but I just haven't been able to do any shorts. I haven't had time. I love that short. Kids these days, yep. Look at that. Lovely little camp out area there. But yeah, this thing's a lot of fun. You'll see it, buddy Angry Zebra and his jet. And if anybody wants to know, see, look at this. The props are spinning on the GA aircraft, but not on their helicopters. Forget shorts, get the budgie smugglers. Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention, this is iBlue Yonder. He makes great airports. He's been doing this stuff for many, many, many years. I actually did some trailers for him. I was his trailer guy for a while back in the Prepared 3D days. What's going on over here? There's like smoke coming out. Is he having a barbecue? Oh, this is where we're parking, everybody. We're parking where they're doing, gonna have some hot diggity dogs. Your prop is spinning with your engine off? Oh, God. Yeah, we're going to have some hot diggity dogs. Oh, I guess that's where we're parking our plane. Just excuse me. But yeah, he does some great airports. It's only like $10, $11 or something, this airport. US, so it's like $16 or something Australian, but it's a good airport. There we go. Mind you, I didn't pull the carb heat out on that one, but anyways, it's all good. A parking brake and fuel pump. Oh, I left it off there. That's all good. Strobes can be go off. Tail big that can go on. And if we pull the mixture out, what's going to happen here? She's going to conk out. There we go. There we go. That can go to off, and that can go to off. There we go. Very, very, very cool little plane. So, Just Flight's going to be the publisher. It's BlueSky Hangar, and be out super soon, which is closer than soon. So it'll be out soon. But But yeah, it could do with a couple of bits and pieces, but I'm sure there's nothing major. It's good value. Hopefully, it's going to be reasonably priced. It's good value. So, I don't know. Let me know if you like that sort of preview. We did that a little bit different than what we normally would do. So we went through the aircraft, went through the history, had a good look around. I enjoy them doing that way. Going through some maneuvers and checking it out. And yeah, having a bit of fun. So let me know if you like that way, and we will, if we get some more releases, we can do some more type of flying like that. So it was fun. I'm going to go back and look at the first spin that I ended up doing with this thing. It's fun. But yeah, it comes with 3 different variants and all heaps of liveries and all sorts of options. So yeah, it's a pretty good plane for a new developer. They've done well. Now the next stream's going to be on Saturday morning if you're an Aussie, like super early Saturday morning. It all depends on when. I haven't had a look at the times when the expo announcements live stream starts, so we're just going to piggyback off that. So, and which will be Friday night if you're in the US, and I'm trying to think what time will that be in the UK. I think in the afternoon, maybe. I don't know. Or nighttime? I have no idea. It's stupid o'clock. But the reason why I'm doing it, Bubba, because normally I would get up and I would watch it, take notes, go back and watch it in more detail, write a script, and then I would do a video, and then I would be absolutely cactus for the rest of the weekend. So I'm just going to stream it this time. So if you want to join. By the time you get up in the morning, it's probably still going. So, but yeah, that's what we're going to be. So that's going to be the next stream. So it's going to be on Saturday. So check out the Discord, and I'll put the details in there once I buy my Expo virtual ticket and I know the times that they're doing it. So your AI can watch you and write the script. Yeah, but it still doesn't do it exactly the way. It can help, it can assist, but it still doesn't do it exactly the way that I want it, because no virtual AI bot assistants can replace this big hunk of flight sim that you're watching right now. Very modest. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Big thank you to the mods for modding. You are slop. That's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. I am slop. Yep, 100% agree. Shane After Dark. I don't know. Real life slop. Thank you to Aaron for the $5 donation, and I believe we had, hang on, we had also Independent Joker with the 29 months as well. So thank you for the dono, and thank you for the redone. Big hunk of flight sim. I've heard it all. I'm going to get out of here before I embarrass myself any more. Anyways, guys, we'll be back on Saturday for some just chatting and criticizing and all that sort of stuff. So, old slop singer. More like it. Oh, God. Yeah. Big thank you to Just Flight for sending this over so we can have a look for BlueSky hangars. It's a nice plane. All right, guys. Thank you very much for come flying with us, and thank you for being patient while we went through the plane too. So, all right, guys. Love you lots. Have a good one. Look at my Bush Tucker hands. Might see you then in the... okay, no worries. In the Le Mans. Yeah. Better than the Monaco Grand Prix. That's all I have to say. All right, guys. See you later. Bye for now. I was about to say tuck shop hands.